Hey folks, so this is a review of the Trailbuddy trekking poles. I've had them for a little over a year and just want to share with you my experiences with them and what they're good for. So I love hiking with my buddy that's filming right now. We're doing a really lot of ups and downs today, and trekking poles in general, their main purpose is to basically take pressure away from your joints and all the pressure that you put from your weight on your knees by putting it into your hands. So think about, for example, when you're walking upstairs and you're climbing and climbing. If you're not using the handles, you're eventually going to get tired. When you use the handles, the climb up the stairs becomes much easier, and that's the way that trekking poles work. So when I'm, for example, walking up and I push up without the sticks, and I push up, all that pressure is coming up on my knees and on my joints. And you know, you can only get away with it for so long before you start to get tired and accumulate injuries, or if you're older, joint issues and all that kind of stuff, or if you have other diseases like Lyme disease, that's something that I had, it starts to add up. So these have really been helpful because whenever, for example, I start pushing up, now I put all the pressure on my hands, and that makes me push more higher, reducing the pressure from my knees. And as a result, I'm able to hike longer, less injuries and all that kind of stuff. Another thing is, it's the same thing when you're going down. So for example, when you're going down and you step forward without the trekking poles, you put all the pressure on your knee, versus if you put it this way and you step forward, it takes a lot of pressure off your knee joint. So let's say, for instance, that you're able to hike a maximum of 10 miles without these. With these, you'd probably be able to go for about 20, 25, maybe even 30 miles. So they're really good to have. Now, in terms of the general things, you can probably say this about all trekking poles, but these ones have their own benefits, in my opinion. They're very affordable. There's a link underneath this video that'll take you to buy it. It's very highly rated, and when you do get it, each of them is basically divided into 3 parts. So what's going to happen is you're going to get them like this. What's going to happen is you're going to adjust them according to your height. So me, it says stop over here. You can't go beyond this, because if you go beyond this, it's not going to lock in correctly. So you have to choose your own area over here. Then you have to screw in the screw over here, and then you lock this in, and that makes it stop moving. And you do the same thing over here, and you basically adjust it according to your height. Now, real quick, when you're walking, let's say that there's times when you don't need it. Like, for example, when you're climbing, that's when I find that you can't really get too much benefits out of it. It actually become a hindrance after a while, because as you're climbing, these are really getting in the way. What you can do is you can unscrew this over here, fold this up, unscrew this bottom one, fold it up as well, and then screw this in, and then put this in your backpack. Same thing with this one. So then you can walk around and your hands are free to do whatever you need to do. So overall, there's one more thing I wanted to add is we're about on 7 or 8 miles of this hike, and usually 7 or 8 miles is not a big deal, but there's so much incline and decline, and I've had injuries over here in this area of my knee as well as on my sciatic area, and it's been starting to act up, and these things have been really helping me avoid further injuring and stimulating this injury. So what I'm trying to get at is that I really think that these are a huge asset to have, even if you're young and healthy and all that kind of stuff. Regardless if you're old, whatever the case is, these are very good to have. Awesome stuff. I can see why they're rated so highly, and if you use them properly, it takes a little bit of a technique, you're probably going to get a good reaction out of it. I don't always use them, but I always keep them handy just in case I do need them. It's better to have them and not use them versus not have them and be needing them. And the last thing I want to mention is down here you have these handles. You can actually unscrew this. This is more for like more stiff areas when you're trying to maybe walk around dirt and all that kind of stuff, but it comes with, I believe, 3 different things that you can unscrew and screw at the top. One is meant for like ice, snow, that kind of thing. Another one is more of like a needle kind of thing. It's just meant more for ice and breaking that. And one last thing I want to mention is that I did use this on an ice hike. I was doing the Canara Falls Trail in Utah when it was really icy, and I don't know if you've ever tried to hike in ice, but it was really uncomfortable. So these were really helping me out, because as I was stepping and slipping on the snow, I would break the ice with my sticks, and this would give me much more of balance and leverage as I was trying to walk through and step. So it's just me describing the story, but there's been a multitude of situations and hikes where these particular tools have really saved me, and I cannot recommend them any more than I already have. So if you enjoyed this review, check out the product that's in the product description link. If you're on YouTube or if you're on my site, there's going to be a link to get it somewhere else. They're very affordable, very inexpensive, so if you've never tried trekking poles, these are probably one of the best ones to start with. So with that said, thanks so much for watching this video. If you have any questions, let me know. Peace.